Alright, hello. Hey, how you going? Big Ginge here, and you've probably noticed that this video is a little bit different than the other videos I've made on this channel. This is what I look like when I'm not a slimmed down caricature of myself, and well, if this is the first time you've seen this channel, well, thank you for clicking on the video, I really appreciate it, but I would probably suggest you go and look at a different video, because this one is just sort of me thinking out loud, I think. This video might seem a little bit scuffed because one, it's not really scripted at all, as all of my other videos are, and two, I'm just not used to sitting in front of a camera, as is probably already abundantly obvious by the fact that all of my videos are, well, me as a little PNG guy. The reason I wanted to make this video is to sort of reflect, I guess, a little bit on the year that has been 2022, the content that's come out of this channel, and just how things are going. The main things I want to talk about in this video are some of the successes the channel has had in the last year, some of the failures, and where the channel is going. I suppose think of it as almost like an old school channel update that I don't really see these days, but I wanted to make one regardless. The last year has been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed the content I've been making, and by the looks of it, so do you guys. Thank you to everyone who's subscribed to the channel. We've actually just passed 4,000 subscribers, so I really appreciate that. And some of the videos have absolutely blown up in views. Well, blown up by my standard, I would say. I don't really know how this video will go, and I don't know if I've made a great choice of background because I'm sitting in front of an open window, so you will be able to see just how long this took me to do as the sun sets. Alright, I am Big Ginge. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and this is 2022, a year in review, I guess. Yeah, that's not a very original name. I'm going to have to come up with something better for the title. So, January of 2022 was the month where this channel sort of started to pop off, I guess. We are still quite small by most standards, but it started to gain some traction. It was the month that my Later video released, which is still, to this day, my second most viewed video. It was also the month where my Monobloss video, which I published the month prior, started to pop off as well, and is still, to this day, my most viewed video. And I haven't topped it yet, but hey, there's always the future. Both of those videos, looking back at now, I'm still pretty proud of, but there are definitely a few flaws that I could absolutely improve on, I would say. I also put out a Nuzlocke video using only electric-type Pokemon, and that video did not do particularly well, and that is perfectly fine. I didn't really see myself making too much Pokemon content, and that was sort of me fully realizing that, I would say. And so January was the month that set this channel on the trajectory of, well, Monster Hunter, Monster Hunter, Monster Hunter. Just a whole lot of Monster Hunter. And, well, that was fine with me. I really like Monster Hunter, in case you couldn't tell. And that would be the running theme of the entire channel for the next year, which is where we are now. February saw my first attempt at a tier list video where I ranked the flagship monsters, and as soon as I published it, I wasn't really happy with some of the placements, and I changed my mind. Look, tier list videos, for me, they're fun to make. I really enjoy making them, but they don't stay relevant for very long because I'm a very wishy-washy guy. And I also made the Is Monster Hunter Good at Final Bosses video, which, yeah, I think stands up. I think all of my opinions in that video are pretty solid still. Not one of my favorites, but it's pretty good. You should go watch it if you haven't already. March through June was sort of that weird time where we were leading into Sunbreak, because Sunbreak came out in July, but there wasn't a whole lot of new Monster Hunter content, so us Monster Hunter channels sort of just had to make it up as we went. It was here that I dipped my toe into my first attempt at like a kind of news speculation kind of video when I made my predictions list, and that video sucked. Yeah, and you guys agreed because it got like no views, and look, that's perfectly fine with me. I didn't actually really enjoy it that much, but it sort of felt like I had to make it at the time. And then I made the video, Was Underwater Really That Bad? Which was talking about the underwater combat that we saw in the third generation, which hasn't been seen since. It followed the same theme as the Later video, where I talked about a controversial part of Monster Hunter, be it a mechanic or a monster, and go over what makes it good, what makes it bad, and my final thoughts on the matter. Spoiler alert for that video, I really like underwater combat, and that was sort of the skew of the entire thing, and I still also really like how that video came out. I'm actually a little bit disappointed that I haven't made more videos that are like, was this thing really that bad or even really that good? And it is a video format that I intend to return to in the coming year. I'm not going to tell you what it's about because that's a secret, and you're going to have to subscribe to see what it is I talk about. And then came April, where we made the April Fool's video, which is something that just kind of dawned upon me on my way home from work. It was just a bit of fun, and I think that came across pretty well. And then I made a video that was quite decisive when I looked at the comments section. A lot of people were positive, a lot of people were negative, and that's because I think less about the video that I made and more about the subject matter. And that was the video, Should Monster Hunter Go Open World? At the time, I'd just gotten past playing a absolute shitload of Elden Ring, probably like a lot of you on the other side of this camera, and I couldn't help think, God, what if Monster Hunter did it? Now, yeah, there's definitely a lot to be said for why Monster Hunter shouldn't go open world. Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Not everything has to transition to open world, but my curiosity just can't. It just can't get past it, man. I just want to see it. I want to see how they do it, even if it's just a spin-off or something. I want to see. I guess Stories was already open world. No, but like Monster Hunter, normal Monster Hunter, open world. You know what I'm saying? And then I made a video that was basically asking the question, will Sunbreak be good? It's no secret that Monster Hunter Rise was, in my opinion, not the greatest Monster Hunter experience we've ever gotten, and I still stand by that. According to Base Rise, I think it misses the mark a lot when it comes to what makes Monster Hunter so great. And yeah, I think I sort of fence sat a little bit too much in that video, looking back at it now, but we also didn't have, like, we had some information to go off, but not like heaps of stuff to go off, just a lot of speculation. Not a huge video, not one that had a whole lot of heart put into it, but a video that I think was fine for what it was. May was a big month for the channel. One of the biggest we had in the last year, actually, just based on the amount of stuff that I put out, and I was pretty proud of myself in that month. I made a second predictions video, again, sort of an attempt at like a news style thing, a speculation thing, and it's just not my bag, guys. I'm just not that good at it, I don't think, and it's not as enjoyable as the sort of video essays that I usually make on the channel, I would say. It was also the time that we did one of 2 live streams on this channel, and that went really well. We watched one of the Sunbreak events. I think about 80 folks came along to the live stream, and that was a hell of a lot of fun. During that live stream, we also did the final boss tier list, which was made into its own separate video. And I also got an event highlights video that I put out as well that I think summed up just about everything we got in that announcement trailer, where we got, it was the one with Ceregios and Magmal Mudron and all of that good juicy stuff. May was also the month where I put out the storytime video, one of the few times that I haven't really argued a point and just kind of told a little story about myself, about my life. I talked about playing Monster Hunter for 17 years. I started with the original Monster Hunter back in like 2005, 2006, and I haven't looked back since. God, that is a long time. That is a lot of Monster Hunter that I have played, and I think I'm alright at it, but there's a lot of folks that are a lot better than I am. That video was a lot of fun to make. I really enjoyed that trip down memory lane, and you guys really enjoyed it too. Thank you to everybody who checked that video out, because it's probably the video on this channel that I am... probably one of the ones I'm the most proud of, and I think that it really drove home what I was going for. It's got a lot of heart in it, and it's one that has a lot of cherished memories, and I think a lot of people have very similar stories, or maybe they started in the last year, maybe they started almost 2 decades ago like I did, but it shows sort of the path that everybody sort of comes down to end up in this fantastic community. Then was June. We were scraping the bottom of the barrel in June just to get us through to Sunbreak. I made the video that was basically me talking about 6 monsters I want to return in Sunbreak, and I don't know if any of them made it in. I know I asked for Najarala. I know I asked for Zamtrios. They didn't come back. I think I asked for Nesilla. Nope, none of that. And yeah, again, that was a video I really enjoyed. I actually like making the list videos. I like making the tier list videos. We also got a bunch of trailers. One of the best trailers we've ever gotten in Monster Hunter history. The one with Espinas in it, which was one of the most mind-blowing things I think I've seen since the original World trailer. I also talked about the Sunbreak demo, which was a lot of fun and really actually got me incredibly hyped for Sunbreak. There was a lot in that demo to enjoy, taking on Astalos, using the Greatsword again, because I didn't actually like it that much in Rise. It was a good time. And then we got the final trailer, and I made a video about that. Again, news stuff, man. I'm just not very good at it. I just kind of suck at it. And I think I'm just going to leave that sort of stuff to the likes of Arex, Rage Gaming, those guys, because I think they just do it a whole lot better than I do. And then July finally came. July was a big month. Sunbreak came out, the big expansion for Monster Hunter Rise, the game-changing experience. And yeah, it was pretty fucking good. It was, I really enjoyed Sunbreak. It was a lot of fun. It pretty much improved in every single way of base Rise. Down to the removal of rampages. That was sick. The continued updates we get, even as I speak right now, there's one coming in a couple months. And yeah, just pretty much every feature in Sunbreak made for a more enjoyable experience than the base game. I made a video for each of the big new monsters, including Espinas, because he's technically new for a shitload of people who played that game, because he's only ever been available in Monster Hunter Frontier, and those did pretty well. Those were fun. The whole point of those was that I was going to challenge myself to put out these videos as fast as possible and still maintain quality, and I think that line was skirted quite well. I was really happy with that month getting that many videos out, because I sometimes take a little bit too long to put videos out, as you're no doubt aware, and it was cool to challenge myself and get those videos done and published. And yeah, it was a fun month, and I still got to play a whole lot of Sunbreak throughout the entire thing. July was also the time where I got my first ever tattoo, which features it's Monster Hunter. It's a Monster Hunter tattoo, and I couldn't be happier about it. I suppose I'm gonna get comments that say, hey, let us see it. So I'm gonna you know what? I'll put a picture on screen, because it's awkward to get my leg up there high. Okay, cool. In August, I put out my Sunbreak review, and that was one of the longest videos for preparation-wise I've ever made. It took me over a month to do, because I didn't want to rush out a review when I hadn't experienced the full game and put 100 hours in, because that's kind of what you do in Monster Hunter. You put hundreds of hours into it, and then at the end you're like, man, that was pretty good. I'm going to play some more. The Sunbreak review did really well. I'm glad that people enjoyed it. I got a few comments saying that it was the exact video they were looking for, and that warmed my heart. So thank you to everybody who checked that one out. The next video I made was one about monster variations. It was a return to that sort of video essay after I'd been away from it for a couple of months, and it was a lot of fun to make. I made a few mistakes in it. Yes, I know. Sorry to those that really don't like the mistakes being made, but it is what it is. Such is the nature of video making and doing research online. September saw the release of this 6 amazing monster designs and Monster Hunter video, and yeah, I still stand by those with my beautiful baby boy Brachydios. God, he's so cool. October was a weird month. It was a month of experimentation a little bit, so yeah, it was still a lot of fun. It saw the release of the Bird Wyvern tier list video, which was, again, fun. Not really one that a lot of people might have been expecting, because Bird Wyverns kind of suck as a rule, but hey, I think they deserved some love, and so I made the tier list video, and I actually probably stand by those ones because they don't shift around as much, I would say. I also made my Halloween short, but there was gonna be more that I didn't make. The reason for those, well, first of all, it was a short about Ghost Harag, and it followed the theme of my previous year's shorts, where I sort of adopted the persona of a researcher, a traveler, that had encountered a Ghost Harag, and was basically telling a story into a audio recording device of some kind that exists in the Monster Hunter world. Don't look too deep into that. Yeah. And look, the Ghost Harag short was fun. It was fun to make. I really enjoy those kinds of videos. But I let it get to my head a little bit when it didn't perform. Now, this is something that I'm really trying not to do with the channel, and I think that I've done a pretty good job overall in not really worrying too much about performance, because I'm just not at that level of a channel right now. I can just do things that I enjoy, and it is a hobby for me at this stage. But that video, that short, didn't perform like I wanted it to, and it got to me. I intended to make more. There was going to be a Nikakos one, a Diabolos one, and I can't remember what the fourth one was off the top of my head. And maybe I will make those in the future. But it was a moment of weakness that I don't intend to occur too much moving into the future of the channel. It was also my first attempt since the Pokemon Nuzlocke video of making a video that wasn't strictly about Monster Hunter, and that was the Hollow Knight video. This was a video that, again, didn't perform well, but I went in with the mindset of knowing it probably wouldn't. But I really like Hollow Knight. It's one of my favorite games. So, you know what? I'm cool with having made a video, not putting too much heart into it, enjoying the process, and yeah. I hope you liked it if you checked it out. I also made a Halloween video that was a Scariest Monsters in Monster Hunter, and that was fun. It was good to just be like, hey, this monster's spooky because this is why, and not just be like, hey, spooky because big teeth, but spooky because monkeys are scary. Okay? Monkeys. November. Don't look at November. There's no videos. I was busy. I dropped the ball. Sorry. And December saw the release of the Dauntless video. A video that, as of the recording of this video right now, is at like 50,000 views. I don't know what to say. Thank you. Thank you all so much. I'm not sure why. I made the Dauntless video because, well, one, I wanted to try Dauntless again, and I was like, hey, this would be a cool video because there's a lot of overlap with Monster Hunter, blah, blah, blah. But I made it because, again, I wanted to, you know, branch out a little bit, and this was something that was adjacent enough to Monster Hunter that it wouldn't be too much of a leap, but the success of it has blown me away, so thank you. Sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. And so that kind of brings us up to date. We sort of are now in the start of 2023 as of the recording of this video, and I'm looking forward to what's to come. As we move forward into this year, I want to ramp up the video production that goes on this channel. I want to continue to give you guys quality videos, but a little bit more consistently. My problem is usually, when I make a video, the first thing I think is, would I watch this video? And if the answer is no, well, it gets canned there and then. And I think that makes a lot of sense, because if I'm not going to watch a video, why would I expect you guys to? I think that's pretty sound logic, I would say. The problem arises, though, when I get 3/4 of the way through making a video and I decide that I just don't like it. It's just not what I thought it would be. And there's a part of me that just refuses to release it. I'm not going to put out a video that I just am not happy with. There are a few that have made it to the channel over the year, mainly the predictions videos, I think, and I'm just not happy with them, and I don't want there to be too many videos that I look back on and I regret making, if that makes sense. And so with all that out of the way, of course, a call to arms. If you have any feedback for the channel and you've made it this far into the video, well, thank you for watching, but jump on over to the community tab of the channel if you're so inclined, and there should be a community post there that basically asks for your feedback. And just jump in the comments section. Let me know what you think of the videos on this channel. Things that are good, things that are bad. I know they're not perfect. You don't have to say they are, but thank you to those that say they are. And just give me your honest thoughts. Keep it civil. I don't want to be sad because you've insulted my face. I know. It's beautiful. Don't be jealous. So yeah, let me know what you think in that community tab, and I think we'll wrap up with a bit of a more concise list of what the goals are for this channel moving into the future. We've got a whole year ahead of us, and so let's go over what goals I have. All right, so goals for 2023. I want to make a video that hits 100k views. Pretty straightforward. My currently most viewed video is the Monobloss video that I made in December of 2020, and that's sitting at about 65,000. And I think as I improve, I think I can do better, and I look forward to doing better actually. And if I can hit 100k views, let's aim for 500k. Hey, let's get crazy with it. But 100k views is the main goal in the coming year. As for the sub goal, my goal for 2022 was to hit 1k subs. Yeah, we did that. 4k subs is what we got. I think it's a reasonable goal to shoot for 10k. That's what I want to hit by the end of 2023. 10,000, and if somehow by some miracle that happens, anything above that would be fucking awesome. It's kind of awkward, but and hard to put into words, but yeah, I really appreciate everyone who's hit that button. It's yeah, thank you. I want to expand my content beyond Monster Hunter. That doesn't mean the Monster Hunter content will go away. I still fully intend to make it, but I want to try other stuff. I want to focus on other things I like more than just Monster Hunter. So I'll take a crack at that, and we'll see how you guys receive it. If you don't like it, you don't like it, and if you do, sick. Awesome. Sounds good to me. I want to try and see if we can do some collabs on this channel. I do have one lined up at some point, maybe January, February, which I'll let you guys know about in our community tab. But I want to try and do some collabs with other creators in this coming year, because I think that collaboration is the essence of the Monster Hunter community, right? It's the essence of content creation as a whole, and so I'd be silly not to give it a crack. I also want to try new styles of content, so the previous point was more about making videos about different topics, and this is more about different styles of content, like how I'm doing right now. This is a new style of content. I've never sat down in front of a camera and done this. Well, I guess I sort of have in some of my really old videos before I took this seriously. But yeah, I want to try new stuff, try new things, because new things are fun. And lastly, maybe live stream. I've live streamed twice in the past year, and I did a lot of live streaming during the peak COVID times, and it was fun to a degree. There's a part of me that gets sad, you know, when it's not quite what you expect it to be, the experience of it all. And I think that comes down to me and how I go about making that live streaming content. I'd like that to return, but also I live in Australia, and the time is way off for the majority of the people who watch my content. So yeah, we'll have to see how that one goes. As for things that are coming in 2023, I don't want to leak too much because things change, and I don't want people to be hyper focused on individual things that are coming. I want to make a video about the Monster Hunter movie. I want to make a series of shorts that will be coming out quite soon. I've already put work into those, so keep watching there. There's a few things in the pipeline, so stay tuned. January will probably be a lot of shorts, and then we'll get into longer form content in February just because of my schedule. That about sums it up, guys. Thank you to anybody who's watched all the way through this video. It's different. It's a lot different to what I usually make. If you did, thank you. What else can I say? Thank you for all the love that the channel's been given. Thank you for everybody who clicked on a video, clicked the sub button, turned on that notification bell, whatever you've done, left a comment. Thank you. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And so, yeah, that will do it, I think. Yeah. All right, so I guess usual sign out. I'll catch you on the next one, folks. See you later. Excuse me. That was gross. I'm not going to retake it though.